Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where I'm going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 13. Lucky 13. Uh-oh, y'all, we getting to the end. It's like 2-3 more episodes before the finale, before the reunion. Ooh-wee, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty. Mia, child, they talking about Mia like a deer dog outside the show. On the show, too, a little bit. Gizzhell got a little bit of her old ways going on, child. Mia done stepped on her kids' toes, and now Gizzhell is riding for them kids. Girl, like she banging a little rock for her children, child. You know, don't be putting my children on some low pedigree situation like you was when you was, ooh, you know that's what she was saying. Anyway, before I get into it, I just want to thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you checking me out. Now that I got all my systems up and going, we gonna just shoot right on through with all these reviews that I do. Just know things is coming through. So just thank you for waiting. I appreciate you. Now back to this Mia situation, girl. Guys, all the aunties and uncles and everybody else. Mia's the star of the show. Seems like she getting all the attention, but it's a good attention because apparently Essence don't think so. Oh, Lord. Now, even though this is supposed to be about a Bravo show, you know, we always dig a little something when we hear a little something. And just like how Essence dog Gizzhell out last time they wrote a review on this show, they dogging Mia out too. Talking about, what is Mia talking about? Is her children's, this plot hole / plot line about her kids even believable / feasible / appropriate? Did y'all read it? Go ahead and read it on essence.com and go pick up the magazine or go buy it or whatever the case may be. Woo-wee. Child, listen. When you playing with kids, even if it shows, people gonna say something. Just like Gizzhell and Karen said, was like the first couple of episodes when they were talking about how Mia was using her kids as a plot line, and we find out all these things going on. Listen, it's one thing to defend your kids like Gizzhell did, but to keep putting your kids as a storyline and then they don't even sound believable. Wait till we get into the episode. I'm gonna tell you what. If you don't know, we're gonna get into it because I'm about to talk about it. Okay, so pretty much Mia found out that G took the kids from the new nanny that Mia set up while she was out on this girls trip. And G was like, I'm about to go get my kids and take them to the nanny that we know, that we always knew and loved. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. However, they are, estranged. So maybe the communication wasn't wasn't up to par. And it sounds like Mia was playing this, power struggle for not using the same kids that G knows and uses and, and has a relationship with G all these years. First of all, why not use anyway? So Mia act like she all frantic, then Jacueline is co-signing everything, right? That G drove the kids 4 hours to the regular nanny and that the nanny, listen, if this man is so manic and deranged and crazed, wouldn't you want to talk to your kids once you find out what was really going on? Well, she didn't. And when she called the nanny to confirm if the kids were there, the nanny that G drove the kids to, pretty much trying to make it seem like G was this manic crazed person. The nanny on the phone didn't even sound like anything was wrong, nor did Mia ask how was G acting? Was he saying this? Was he doing this? Did he look like this? Was he sweating? I mean, there was nothing other than, are the kids okay? She didn't even talk to the kids. The first thing I would have did was, I need to talk to my babies, as she was frantically talking about 30 minutes prior. All she did was check to see if the kids was there. But the nanny sounded like wasn't anything wrong. Like, yeah, they're here. What? And then Jacueline talked to her too, and it just seemed like, if you're so frantic about your kids being in the car with their father who's manic, being driven 4 hours out of the way, hello, I would have talked to my kids. I would have spoken with the nanny a little more detailed about the way he looked, described the way he was, describe the kids. Did they seem all right? It just wasn't, and it was just, are the kids with you? Okay, cool, bye. I'm like, that was it? Anyway, nanny wasn't panicking. The only person so-called panicking was Mia and Jacueline co-signing it. Like, girl, see, we already know you be lying about stuff. So we just assume everything you gonna say is a lie until it sounds like, or it's proven to be true. Woo, child, I don't know about this lady, y'all, but like Essence said, is this appropriate? Next, we see ladies going into town, and they're going to be doing some shopping, get a little light lunch or whatever. And then Keairna is asked about her and Greg. They're doing fine. She mentioned how the first year they were bumping heads because he was getting, he just got a divorce. Like, she met him a month after his divorce was final. And now, girl, you sure do make that point driving home. I met him a month after his divorce was final. Did you? Because now I'm starting to question. You know, this is the age of question. So don't go there. But she's always drives that point home. I met him a month after his divorce was final. Girl, you made sure that, huh? 30 days. Was it 30 or 31 days? What month was it? Was it February? Was it 28? Or was it leap year 29? Girl, okay. You met him 1 month after his divorce was final. And then she said, the first year they kind of bumped heads with her opening her business. And then the second year they decided to move in together. Like I said, after 2 years, if you don't know you want to be with me, it's a problem. But that's kind of quick though. If the whole first year was bumping heads, and then when the second year? 31 days later, 30 days, 29, 28 days. How long into that second year did y'all decide to move in together? The end of the 2 years? Are y'all on y'all third year? Because, girl, that's a lot to be going in, I mean, I'm trying to be in your business, but is your name on the deed? Now, I'm just asking because you say you don't want to be a thirsty woman trying to get wed, but girl, how's the business going? Meaning y'all's business, because y'all going into a house together. That's a business decision. That ain't just living with somebody like y'all living in your auntie's back house and she doing y'all a favor. Oh, chat. See, I don't know about these folks today because he seemed to be like hitting 50 because he looked a little aged and she looked like she in her, low 30s. Let me get some water, y'all. Hold on. That was good. So, I'm like, what's tea, sis? What's tea? Anywho, so pretty much they okay. Then Gizzhell asked Karen, has Ray fulfilled the task list that she gave him? Pretty much, he has to do some things to kind of win her back or to maintain the relationship like she has done him. But girl, look, I'm so sick and tired talking about this DUI video, but girl, Karen, you better get that mouth out of retirement. You being the concubine of Thomas Jefferson was just a little bit much for me. And him having to sift through your purse full of emesis. Child. Next. Anyway, so back to this task list. Pretty much the task list for Ray from Karen is that he opens her door more, pretty much all the time, and that he goes down on her. SWV sang a song about it. Lil Kim wrote a rap about it. But I don't want to hear nothing about Ray doing nothing. Not even opening the car door, because that could sound like something else too. Don't tell, unless Ray is swimming in the pool, playing golf, watering the plants with you, taking nice strolls along the countryside, taking a nap, making you a little, cheese toast with some coffee and some cutting up some fruit. I don't want to hear nothing else Ray doing. You hear me? Don't say nothing else he doing. Because, girl, and Wendy was like, Wendy was like, I don't want, like me, I don't want to hear nothing about Ray. See, Karen, shut up. Big ups to Ray. I ain't going to say nothing else about that child because I don't want to talk about it. So then Jacueline tells Ashley about me as kids, and Ashley's like, what? And in the confessional, Ashley's like, I would have been on the first plane smoking. You mean to tell me all this is going on this morning and all she did was call? She didn't do nothing else but girl. I guess. And then Ashley kind of confronts Mia about talking greasy about Gizzhell's kids. And, Mia was just pretty much telling her, I'm going to do it again and don't talk to me and I won't talk about you. I'm like, okay, then Jacueline tries to fluff Mia's antics, but it didn't work, child, with Gizzhell especially. Then Karen and Wendy pretty much was just like, girl, Next is rum tasting. Then Karen not drinking nothing. Of course, she in her room drinking. I'm just saying, like I told Shannon Bedore on Real Housewives of Orange County, stop drinking in public. Because now pretty much both of her and Karen's situations was horrible. Unfortunately, we got to see Karen, but just hearing about what Shannon did. Shannon hit somebody's house. Shannon drove her drunk ass in her car and hit someone's house and tried to play it off as if she didn't. Child, you know how much money that costs? Do you know how much loss? That ain't just a warranty. No, that's insurance. Home insurance policy kicking in because your drunk ass and hit somebody's house and did damage to it. Child, see, again, both of them got some equal crap going on. But Shannon, girl, if you listen, watch and listen. If anybody knows Shannon Bedore, girl, stop drinking in public. Get you some water because you need it. Drink at the house moving forward. Get you a black car, Uber, Lyft, whatever the case may be, and stop trying to blow into that thing and drive because they said if you blow wrong, that's your ass. So, girl, don't even, and you two be frantic sometime where you ain't gonna always do it right. So, girl, you can afford it. Get you a black car to take you to the store, take you everywhere you want to. I don't care if it was down to the post office. I need a black car. Thank you. Girl, as trifling as traffic be, anywho, I would love to have me a black car waiting on me. And girl, I wish I ain't got to drive no more. girl. And I mean, not under those circumstances, but just to have a black car everywhere I go for the next, I don't know how long, girl, just do that for the next 2 years. As long as you own this show, because you can afford it, back that into your budget. Them girls are getting grown where they're going to have to start paying for stuff on their own anywho, or find a way. So, and it look like they grown anyway out there fucking and carrying on in the Eastern Hemisphere. So you know how they man take care of them if that's the case. Listen, back to Real Housewives of Potomac. I done got off subject. Where was I at, child? Looking at my notes. Where was I at? Oh, they went to rum tasting. Karen said she's not drinking. That's cute. Ladies talking about trips with guys, and Jacueline brings up the fact that, 2-second sex is not good. And pretty much Ashley then asked if Mia shared guys with Jacueline, and Jacueline pretty much chimed in and said, well, there was one time that, and then Mia was like, listen, there may have been a time where there was an oral situation because me, Jacueline, and Ink all took a shower together. So, there may have been, I'm like, listen, I'm all cool for hearing about sexcapades and carrying on, but it seemed like every time Mia opened up her mouth, it's something of maybe some shock value that she's using to stay on this show. Again, Essence said, is this appropriate? But yeah, Jacueline pretty much co-signed it, and then people just like gawking and finding it kind of interesting, but ooh, like it was like, again, shock factor. Almost everybody had their own, can't find the word because I'm shocked. And pretty much Stacey was just looking like, oh my God, like a deer in the headlights, like she always looks. Girl, I'm so sick of Stacey. Girl, get you some rhythm. Move them hips. Girl. Ooh, where was I at, child? Jacueline. So pretty much, it's the pH balance for me. I'm just, I don't need to share nothing with my sister or my homegirl like that. That. To each his own. I ain't even trying to judge nobody because I'm telling what folks do, but I'm just telling you what I don't, and that's one of them. No, that's not what I do, boo-boo. But when girls is raised a certain way or not raised, in a way, these things happen more so. As Mia said, she cried the other day talking about, I wasn't raised like y'all, so I'm doing the best that I know I can do, girl. After a certain age, it's just things you don't do, no matter how you wasn't raised. That's all I gotta say. And like Essence said, is this appropriate? What else going on, child? Yeah, so Ink was pretty much identified as a pass around and talking about it's oral only. Like, girl. Anyway, Wendy had them change in the bathroom for dinner. Pretty much what they bought the other day when she announced the trip was what she told them to bring with them. And they went to the bathroom and changed these tiny stalls into the next outfit. But I think somebody had on the same outfit. If I'm not mistaken, was Jacqueline in the same clothes? Somebody didn't change. I don't remember who it was. I didn't write it down, but something tells me somebody didn't change their clothes. Child. First of all, I would have went to the next spot. Now, if the bathrooms was that tiny, at what's it called? At Mandinga. There it is. The restaurant they went to was called something Mandinga. I wonder what that means. We know what Mandingo means. What Mandinga mean down there to the Panama? I could look that up. Let me see if I can find it now while I'm talking to y'all. Let me see. Mandinga. Mandinga. D. Oh, keep going to S. So I got these nails on, child, and I'm typing sideways. Mandingo, Panama City. Panama. Let's see what this is. Mandingo. Okay, the Pedro Mandingo Rum Bar and Cafe. This must be it. Pedro Mandinga Rum Bar. So it don't really mean anything. It's just a name, I guess. Okay. Let me see. It don't really say nothing else other than, yep, there it is. That's the place. Look just like it. Anyway, I guess it don't mean nothing. Anyway, well, we know what Mandingo means. I'm gonna ask somebody about Mandinga. I'm gonna ask my last check because she's Spanish. I think she's Mexican, if I'm not mistaken. Mexican, straight from Mexico. I think I'm gonna ask her next time I see her, and I come back and let you know if I find anything. Anyway, so what else? Oh yeah, so they changed in the bathroom. They're going out to dinner, and that was real interesting to do. Like, what? Why they do that? So Mia calls Ink, and Stacey calls TJ, and they start polluting each other with their phone calls and carrying on. Stacey asked Keairna about court because she said, I understand that there's something with you in court. Girl. Okay, Stacey. So then Keairna pretty much states that she's suing the Sesame Street copyright character of friend of Ashley's. We all know who that was, that crazy looking girl who thought she was the finest thing since sliced bread, thinking folks men wanted her. Girl, nobody wants you, but whoever you dating. Anyway, oh, she was molded. I mean, must I remind you? That lady was so, well, first of all, let me say this. That lady was so molded thinking she was the cat's meow, what she looked like what the cat threw up. And I'm not even joking. That lady was so funny looking. That's why I call her the Sesame Street copyright character, because it's just the way her eyes, eyebrows, hair was just positioned, and the faces she made. I guess, maybe in certain circumstances she is pretty, or maybe with a certain type of makeup situation, or maybe a way her hair would. Anyway, I mean, I hate to say this, but just because you light skinned with long hair don't mean you cute. Because everybody know that's that preference that a lot of guys go for. But that's not always the case, mamas. And I think you one of those exception to the rules. I'm just saying. Anyway, back to the show. So Keairna mentioned that she's suing her criminally and civilly. I think first the criminal goes and then the civil is after, if I'm not mistaken. And Stacey brings up Mia's, what'd she say? Oh, Mia's kid situation. Stacey's bringing up everything, right? And so, that's when they gave an opinion, because Wendy gave an opinion on Gordon at saying, well, if Gordon is this manic and so-called unfit, whatnot, I would really do what I need to do to keep my kids away from him, because that's the way Mia portrays him to be. And then Mia then tells Gizzhell off again because, Gizzhell brings up Mia apologizing off camera and not apologizing on camera when you made the comments on camera. Again, Gizzhell, just say it. Just be upfront. She said, Mia, I know you apologized to me, while the cameras were not there. But since you said that about my kids on camera, I would very much appreciate, and so would them, that you would say that same apology or a better one on this camera right here, right now. Okay, go. I think Mia would have took that even better than how Gizzhell was yelling and screaming and carrying on, and just really, being belligerent. But it's not even that serious, because the way Gizzhell treated Wendy when she thought Wendy made a smirk, not even looking at her direction. But you have somebody like Mia, friend or foe, whatever, that says something twice about your kids on camera that you feel as though it's not true and is disparaging their character, and you don't go as hard. Again, everybody that I heard and know is like, girl, what? That don't make sense. Perhaps the colorism was true You don't like, I'm just saying, because it just don't make sense. Just because you so-called friends with Mia and you weren't friends with Wendy at the time, both of them did or something that you didn't like up towards your kids, that you assume that you assume Wendy, but again, you assume Wendy did something. Another point. And then you know for a fact that Mia did something, but they get different responses or different severities of a response. It again don't make sense. Anywho, but we ain't living back there in the past. We gonna reference it, but we ain't living there. Woo-wee, child. Then, like I said, Wendy gives her opinion about Gordon. Gizzhell wants her to apologize on camera. And pretty much Mia then, again, goes off on Gizzhell. Ashley chimes in, and Mia pretty much, says, well, Amy chimes in because of Mia's unconventional behavior. And Karen helps make it plain for Mia. Pretty much, it's not cool, it's not right, it is what it is. All I got to say is Mia has to make it right with some of the ladies. That's what Karen was saying. And until she does, things will be what they are. It is what it is. But Mia has to make it right. And that's that. And I'm glad Karen came to a resolve of pretty much a conclusion, because it just kept going and going and going. But that was it, y'all. Real Housewives of Potomac, bringing it, but not like Salt Lake City, child. And Beverly Hills, we got to run for our money because these ladies is giving it. But NYC, child, po things. They ain't even come on this week, but that's okay. We can catch them whenever we catch them. Again, thanks for tuning in to The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9. Lucky episode 13. I'll catch you next time. Bye. All day.